With the U.S. Open now in full swing and approaching the finals, fans are on the edge of their seats. Many had been hoping for a glorious win from Nick Kyrgios. Now, he can be a bit too much at times, but he's been spectacular this season. Unfortunately, none of that matters now after his recent loss a couple of days ago that left him and everyone shocked. Let's dive into it together. First up, why the high hopes from Kyrgios? Guys, listen, this guy had been playing the best tennis of his entire career, going above and beyond all expectations. If you don't believe us, see for yourself. When it came to the U.S. Open, the Australian had never made it past the third round. But this year, he didn't just break his streak, he broke a 14-time title winner. Daniil Medvedev, the defending champion and world number one, was brutally defeated by Nick Kyrgios just last week. Nick put on a masterclass against the champ and came out victorious, showing off his amazing form to everyone. The four-round match was a delight to watch and highly anticipated. Kyrgios won the first set before the reigning champion rebounded in the second, but there was no hope for him as Kyrgios took command in the third and fourth set, stripping Medvedev of his title. While the now former champion almost shed tears and would like to go off the grid for a bit, Kyrgios was elated. Not only had he moved forward in the tournament, but he'd also defeated a dangerous opponent, maybe his toughest. In the conference for the match, he explained that winning at a packed house in New York makes him happy. The Australian was super proud of himself, as it was a tough and tense match. He broke a couple of rackets and got a huge fine, but hey, one step forward, two steps back is still one step forward, and Kyrgios was ready for his next step. Now, let's talk about the match and his loss. While Nick Kyrgios was the one to break hearts in the fourth round, he's now the one heartbroken after his loss to Kyrgios. Oh, how fast the tables turn. The 27-year-old is probably wishing he could forget the evening when he lost his chance at the grand title. He'd been aware of his newfound brilliance and consistency and was prepared to maintain it. He reached a draw with Rafael Nadal and defeated world number one Medvedev. He must have been on cloud nine, but it was a sharp fall as the Australian experienced an unexpected defeat to Kyrgios inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. He lost the first set because of a knee injury, but popped back up for the second. Kyrgios won the third before Kyrgios felt better, and the fourth led to a tiebreaker. With tension emanating from the crowd and players, the Russian came out on top, reaching the semifinal while Kyrgios was left to slam more rackets on the ground. Moving on, Kyrgios is completely shattered. Alright, we know that Kyrgios is known for his emotional outbursts, but this time it felt different. His talent has never been in doubt. It's just that he never really had an appetite for tremendous success. Since his win against Rafael Nadal in 2014, he just played and nothing more. That all changed at the All England Club, where he shocked everyone by qualifying for his first Grand Slam title. As we know, the fans noticed a major change. The all-or-nothing player finally switched from nothing to all. That's why he's now completely shattered. In the post-match conference, the star looked visibly shaken as he expressed his heartbreak after letting many people down. He told the media that he felt like crap. In his opinion, the four tournaments like the U.S. Open are the only ones that matter and the ones he'll aim for from now on. He doesn't care about other tournaments. The success of a Grand Slam is, well, too grand compared to others. In regards to his performance, the tennis athlete said that no matter the form coming in this tournament, you either win or lose, so nothing else matters once you're in. He stated that he feels devastated having to do it all again and wait for the Australian Open. He feels heavy letting many people down as they counted on him to win following Rafael Nadal's exit. But when asked if he'd play any other tournament this year, he didn't respond. So far, all we know is that he's headed back to Canberra, where his parents have been ill, and that he might go for the Australian Open. Adding to Kyrgios' pain, we have news of his hefty fine. Remember we talked about his infamous outbursts? Yeah, well, you probably assumed that if he was that devastated, he must have acted out. If you did, you were right. The Australian just got hit with his biggest fine yet for throwing a bottle to the ground after shaking hands with Kyrgios and taking his anger out on the rackets. Now, with other players, we compile their results, wins, and performances for the tournament, but with Kyrgios, we count his fines. The fine was $14,000 for his behavior, and the total is, drumroll please, $32,000 in just this tournament alone. Guess he got the anger off his chest, along with the money out of his pockets. That's not all. His fine was also for spitting and swearing, but in the bigger picture, these fines are just a small cut from his total earnings from the tournament, which amount to somewhere between $473,000 for singles and $28,200 for doubles. Kyrgios is probably used to it by now. Still, we wish him the very best for his upcoming games and pray that he doesn't lose any more money. Now, moving on to other news you might be interested in. First, Kyrgios comments on Nick Kyrgios' outburst. On Tuesday, Kyrgios defeated the rising Australian talent, ripping out the finals from his grasp. In the video after the match ends, we see Kyrgios shaking hands with the ref before aggressively hitting his rackets on the floor while Kyrgios remains oblivious, waving to the crowd. But he says he understands the aggression Kyrgios felt. He came out to say that it's painful to be so close but so far away from a win and ultimately the finals. Anyone would feel the same. same, and the Russian agrees. He said he saw rackets flying around, but didn't witness the smashing. Karen said it could have been him. After that, he mentioned that going into the match, he expected the majority to support Kyrgios, and he came prepared for that, having experienced it playing against Rafael Nadal in the 2018's US Open. So he came accordingly, remained calm, cool, collected, and focused, and he delivered a wonderful game and will now be playing against Casper Ruud in the semifinal. Next, Carlos Alcaraz beats Jannik Sinner. Alcaraz played a thrilling match against Sinner, showing off his powerful hits, incredible shots, and energy. It was an exhausting one, with both of them winning 3 sets before the Spanish sealed his spot for his first major semifinal. Oh, and before we move on, Alcaraz is literally a teenager. He's the youngest man to reach a Grand Slam semifinal since Nadal at the 2005 French Open. Makes you think about what your teen years were like, right? Anyway, the 19-year-old said that he has no idea how he did it and finds his own talents to be surprising. He collapsed on the court after his win, clear evidence of him trying to process his victory and his immense happiness. Despite losing, Sinner walked around the net to give the young athlete a warm congratulations and hug. He was still upset about the loss, saying that while he's had some tough ones, this one would be on the top list and would sting for a while. Alcaraz will now face Francis Tiafoe for a spot in the finals. Last but not least, Roger Federer leaves fans shattered. After the news of Rafael Nadal being unsure of his comeback, we now have Federer in serious doubt for the Laver Cup later this month. The 41-year-old brilliant champion hasn't been out on the court since his loss at Wimbledon in 2021. The 20-time Grand Slam champ had undergone his 3rd knee surgery and has been working on his way back to fitness. But it's now been reported from Switzerland that the star is unlikely to play as he has fluid and inflammation in his knee. Ouch. We wish him a speedy recovery. He'll either be forced to play or not play at all. If he does have to play, as per the rules of the event, he'll have to play at least 1 singles and 1 doubles match. Federer's absence from the event would bring about a huge loss to the organizers, as fans bought expensive tickets to see the Big Four players battle it out. There's already talk of Nadal not playing, as he stated after his loss in the 4th round that he wasn't sure when he'd be back on the court. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Kyrgios' reaction and fine? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.